Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode number 14 of Let's Play Pokemon Soul Silver. This is coming out a lot later in the night than my videos usually come out, and I would expect the same for the Kingdom Hearts episode coming out tomorrow night, if you are watching that. But I am falling just a little bit behind on videos, I would say. Luckily, this weekend, with it being the 4th of July weekend, happy 4th of July to all those that celebrate. But luckily, with that coming up this weekend, I am expecting we will be able to get a lot of stuff pre-posted and a lot of stuff out there, and it won't be as noticeable of an impact on my channel as it is right now. You know, right now I'm really struggling to keep up with what I have promised to put out there, but you know, it comes and it goes, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's always been on the Average Joe channel, and that's probably how it'll always be. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. Just gotta open a soda pop, rev a motorcycle in the background, and deal with it. But this episode, I would say it is a little bit longer than it needs to be, but it's mainly because we're just switch training in and out. You know, like, we have to switch train in order to get all of our Pokemon up to speed, all of them where we need them to be, because that's going to be important, especially with little Natu, or as I call them, Tomahawk. He is going to need to evolve as soon as humanly possible and get a glimpse into all the good moves he can use as soon as he can use them. So that way we have the best possible chance for survival. I think we have 5 out of 6 of the team members we're going to have going into the end game. Yeah, we have Heracross, the Shocker, I'm just going to call him that. We have Gator, we have Natu Zatu, that line there. And then we have... who else do we... oh, Shadow. We also have Shadow. So yeah, I do think, as far as what our team is going to look like, we have 5 out of the 6 team members that we're going to have into the end of the game. Who is our 6th team member going to be? You may be asking yourself right now, like Average Joe. I'm wondering, who's it going to be? And my answer to you is, I have absolutely no idea. I've gone back and forth on a few. I wanted Fanfy and Dolphin for some ground type coverage there, but they're not in this game, unfortunately. God help me. Yeah, they were my go-to. None of the fire types are all that great, especially if you're just looking at the pre-Elite Four. So I really don't know what we're going to do with the last Pokemon on the team. If you have any suggestions, please drop that down in the comments below. You know, I will look into whatever you post down there, because it could be greatly beneficial to our team. I have no idea. You know, it's just one of those things that, like, we're just going to have to roll with. And when I find a Pokemon that I think is ideal for that position, we will fill it. The one Debbie Downer I have to share, and this is because in Tuesday's episode, if I'm going to be honest, I sincerely apologize for Tuesday's episode. I wanted to leave it up there for future fans viewing the series to be like, what the hell was that episode? But if you go back and watch that, I definitely had way too many soda pops to even consider filming an episode. It was just out of this world. But you can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but to my belief, there is a bug that exists in this game. So we are going to run into Suicune, or whatever it is. Silcone, I don't know the Pokemon's name, but the crystal version of all these, right? There's Entei, there's Raikou, and then there's Silcon, or Silcone, whatever his name is. Slycoon, it's one of those. We're going to run into him, and he's a guaranteed run-into that we can catch. Now, Raikou and Entei are going to be wild roaming legendaries, which means that they go from place to place, and once you run into them, they run off into another little area of the map, and you can catch them there and just sort of run through until you catch them. To the best of my knowledge, and please correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, because I've never used the Legendary in a playthrough before, but if the opportunity exists here, and it's a roaming Legendary, I will take advantage of my rules a little bit. I believe that because we ran into Entei already, we will never be able to run into him again. And I do believe it's a glitch that exists in the game, that they meant to send him to a different zone, but instead they send him somewhere that's like non-existent or something like that. Like he just never reappears in the game. And I think the same will happen once we run into Raikou as well. And I think that only occurs in Soul Silver and Heart Gold. The coding says that you cannot have those Pokemon after you've run into them and they run away. If I'm wrong on that, please drop it in the comments below, because I will do a multiple day search to get Entei on the team as our fire type Pokemon to lead us through the rest of the game. I will, of course, not use him until we reach the Elite Four, just so that way it's fair. You know, he's level 40. I'll try to make all my Pokemon around that level. Or if we even say, hey, we're going to go in at level 50, I'll only start leveling him up once we start leveling up other Pokemon above that level. I won't use him as sort of like a Nerf gun throughout the game, but to the best of my knowledge, because I already ran into him, he's done. I will never get to see him again. And, yeah. I mean, that's just, it's sort of a shame, but at the same point in time, I understand why it's there. Well, no, I don't, because it was a bug. What am I even talking about? It was a bug in the system. They fucked it up. That's not on me. That's on them. What are you doing, Pokemon? Release a hit game with that sort of bug in it? What are you talking about? It'd be like if you lose to Mewtwo, he doesn't reappear, which actually might happen in Pokemon Yellow. I don't know. I haven't looked through enough of the coding to know if that's a possibility, but I do know with Heart Gold and Soul Silver there is a lot of stuff that's just going on beyond the scenes. But I do think right now a fire-type Pokemon would be great to add to the team, but the fire-type Pokemon that they introduced in this generation are hot garbage. Like, absolute dog shit. They're really bad. They're terrible. Like, it's not even like a close, like, oh, well, you know, you could use them in some, whatever. It's like, no. All of them are garbage that you can find in the post-Elite Four section. There is one with like Houndoom and Houndour that's great after you beat the Elite Four, but it's like, once you've gotten that far, are you really still building a team? Do you really want to go through all that? Because I don't. Like, at that point, you're only leveling up the Pokemon to beat Red. And I don't even really want to do that at this point. You know, like, it'd be great to beat Red, but I don't want to spend... like, this Let's Play is already bleeding weeks later into what it needs to be. Do we really want to spend that time on beating Red? My answer is no, but it is what it is. But here we go. Like I said, yeah, we're just switch training Tomahawk here. It's nothing too massive is really going on at the moment. I'm sure in a few future episodes we're going to have a lot of moving parts. But it feels like this whole week has been like mostly filler stuff, and I apologize for that. We will have a separate episode coming out here. I think, let me try and think this out. I actually think it's going to be a little mixed up. So I think on Saturday, even though we had an episode of Kingdom Hearts, we're going to have an episode of Kingdom Hearts coming out on Saturday. And then I think we're going to have an episode of this coming out on Sunday, because that more well balances, like, when I go and I look back at how things came out. It just sort of covers it a little bit better from that area. I get it, it's 2 days of Kingdom Hearts in a row, but I think it works out better that way, because then Monday we bleed into Kingdom Hearts. So, we're gonna have 2 days of one series anyways, but that's at least my thoughts right now. I'm sure the next couple of episodes that you guys are gonna see are going to be coming out, you know, relatively later in the evenings. They're definitely not gonna be my traditional 7 a.m. posts. But it is what it is. You know, we'll work on it and hopefully get a little bit better here. And I do have some exciting stuff coming up. I have something planned for the 4th of July, which should be relatively fun. Hopefully I can get that pre-posted and put out there and we don't have to worry about it all weekend long. But I do have a side additional thing coming out for the 4th of July. And yeah, we'll be continuing to play through these Let's Plays and make our way through these as we move forward. So hopefully you all look forward to that. I know that was like the longest introductory speech I could ever give, and we're like 11 minutes into the episode, but I apologize, you know. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes that's just how she goes. What are you gonna do? Meryl. Meryl. It's Meryl. That's how I always name them. I'm gonna be brutally honest. It's Meryl. Meryl. I think it actually is Meryl. I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like that's why some of these are great, is because like I'm so oblivious to everything that's going on in the Pokemon world. I don't care. And I don't want to learn to care. But there we go. We beat him up. I do think it's funny. I think in later games, Meryl isn't a water type at all. I think it's a normal fairy. Maybe just a fairy. Maybe just a normal. But I don't think it follows like the traditional flow of things. But here you can see I got lost for a minute or two. Yeah. Just thought it was like, oh, maybe we could have just used the elevator and skipped the whole thing. But you'll see here shortly that doesn't turn out to be the case. So if you had that idea like Average Joe did, hey, that's not the right idea. We're missing out on some elements here. And it's just because of the layout of this stuff. You may have seen it when we were in the previous rooms. I'm glad we do get this little super potion, but I missed what we were actually supposed to do. So I keep thinking here, it's like, well, maybe we need to find a key card or something. I don't know. It feels kind of dumb. I'm just trying to sort of run around and figure out a way to get into there. Because I know what's in there. I played through this game before. I'm not a moron. I know exactly what we need to do, but I can't figure it out at this moment. So let's go. Let's do some side exploration. Let's do some side exploration. That's what we all want to see. Boo-doo-doo. Okay, so up here we're in the tower, and there's only one way we can go here, obviously. I try to scan through everything, but there's obviously only one way we could really go, and it is up. So let's go up, I guess. And this is blocked off. Nothing to do here. But you can see there is a door frame here, so we can go outside. And that is going to be the key to it. I'm probably going to... I go around here and I pick up, I think, a hidden item that's out here. There we go. And this is probably, honestly, where I'm going to take the photo from. From, like, our Let's Play episode here. I think I'll end up taking it from this section of the screen. This seems like the most interesting, you know, landscape that you can take a photo from. And I try to cut a lot of this stuff out, but I left some of it in. Obviously, I want to keep the videos pretty consistent in how long they go and things of that nature. So, I apologize, but sometimes you gotta leave that filler in. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. But here we go. Yeah, we'll probably use this right here. That'll probably be the screenshot. So, if you've already seen it, I apologize, but that's likely gonna be what it is. But here we go. We got a sailor coming down. You wanna go, sailor? Let me see your fisticuffs. Let's go, brother. Let's go. And we're gonna train against a Krabby. Send in Zapper Man. Let's just do the damage. Let's get it done. It's what we need to do. Harden. Are you kidding me? You punk. Wait till you get a little bit of Thunder Shock. What are you gonna say about that? Probably nothing, honestly. Yeah, it's probably gonna devastate him. Yep, as expected. Devastated. He's done. Is that all the sailor had? Oh no, he's gonna send out another Krabby. Once again, I have to make this battle a little bit longer because we have to switch train. It's not like the newer days of Pokemon where we can get around this. We have to switch train our folks. Tomahawk, I think, is the right move right now. I think if we can get him evolved before the next gym, which I don't know what level he evolves, so that might not be possible at all, but I think any moves in that stance is the right move to make. So I will continue to make those moves as long as we are playing this game. That is my general synopsis of what we are doing here. Let me go and get this Pokeball. If I can fucking move, Average Joe. Come on. What are you doing? I'm probably texting back my friend right now if I'm gonna be brutally honest, but sometimes it happens, but it shouldn't be this bad. Yeah. There we are. Okay, there we go. There we go. Average Joe. He's moving. Here's another challenger. Let's go. Give him the fisticuffs. The old 1-2. What do you got? What do you got, old man? Let's see it. A bird man. Spoon man. He's the same as the Spoon Man, but he's got birds. So, what do you have to say about that? Missed Fury Attack. That kind of sucks, because that actually probably would have done some damage. This is going to do some devastating damage, Sparrow. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're dead. Yep. Kind of what I expected. Yeah, Pharaoh's coming out. I'm just going to hang in here. The switch training is not as important as not dying, if I'm gonna be honest. So we're gonna deal with Sparrow or Pharaoh real quick, because yeah, that obviously did a lot of damage. It would not be good for our team overall if we bailed out there. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it does look like we are approaching the end of this episode after this battle here. If you did like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I know it was a little bit ranty in the beginning, but I greatly appreciate all of you like, commenting, and subscribing. Definitely motivates myself to make videos just like this now and in the near future. We will be playing this series along with the Kingdom Hearts 2 series until we finish them. I'm not even going to put a deadline on them at this point in time. I just want to get them done and over with because they are probably the longest games we have played on the channel, and I'm playing them back to back and expected to get through them in 2 months with a vacation and a lot of other stuff going on in my personal life. And yeah, not great planning on my end, but what are you gonna do? You know, if we have to readjust the calendar for the year, we have to readjust the calendar for the year. It is what it is, and sometimes that's how it goes. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this episode. This episode is going to be like our Lighthouse episode of this series. And yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all here on the next one. I am going to do some light coverage here because I think we just go up the staircase here and it leads to Jasmine. But once we get there, I am going to end it like relatively abruptly, and I apologize for that. But yeah, I think that's like all we could really add. Now I guess, yeah, you guys can watch as I play through these trainers and go and meet Jasmine, but I'll end it right after that. There's really, you can watch the gameplay after this. I have nothing substantial to add. There's some switch training, some things that go on, but nothing of substantial value. So until next time, guys, everybody take it easy, and we will see you all here in the next one. Peace out.